Hi lovelies, I'm doing a very quick check-in on Samantha Murphy. As a lot of you know, about 4 or 5 days ago, her phone was found in a dam off Buninyong-Mercer Rd, down south from the murder site. Okay, so I think it was 18 kilometres from the murder site, if I remember, where that dam was. And in all the readings, Spirit and everything have been saying that she's near a farm. So they're not saying she's actually on private property, but they're saying she's on the outskirts of private property. I don't believe it's the same one that her phone was found in. Otherwise, she would have been found by now, I'm sure. I believe I think I read an article today that going on the phone, I think they're getting into the data now, hopefully, or maybe it's just their own theory. But I think the police have, got the idea that he has actually disposed of that phone before disposing of Sam, and I think they're going out to look at the Durham Lead Nature Reserve. I think there's a few of them actually called Durham Lead Conservation Areas. I think there's a South Durham and there's another reserve. So I'm not sure where they have actually searched in the past, but maybe they're going to go back over land they haven't searched, or they're going to broaden their search area around those areas. But it's just so interesting because the peer-reviewed article that I read from the Queensland homicide disposal location cases, that one actually stated that in no known relationship cases, most of the victims were commonly disposed of southwest of the murder site. Now, we can't say for sure. I'm not sure if there's been any thorough, analysis of Victorian cases. But I just find it interesting that, the phone did ping south of the murder site, and she could be on either side, okay, of that as well. So she could be west or east. But it looks like, depending on where they're searching, she could be southeast, which is what my spirit and tarot readings have said all along, southeast. But what's even more interesting is that yesterday I was looking at astrological placements, and I'm no professional astrologer by any means, or especially with forensic astrology. I'm just still learning it. But some things that I've analysed is that based on her chart that I looked at yesterday, I actually put in a few dates and times regarding the day that she went missing, and her ascendant at that was Pisces, and Neptune was right with her in the first house, which could represent that she's in water. She could be in water. I've always said she's in a damp, marshy, muddy area. She could be in a hole, even if it's a shallow grave where it's very wet and muddy. She could be in water. We don't know. There is a river going through, and I just put up a community post that for some reason I was being led to, I don't know if it's correct, you never know until you know, but King Gully. And it's so weird because she gave me the name Gully a while ago now, a few months ago. I heard the word gully. So I don't know how many gullies are around there. I don't know if she was actually, referencing an actual place called a gully, or if it was just like a gully. Okay, so it's kind of like an embankment, or I don't know, a ditch. I don't know exactly, but it could be uneven ground where she is. It might not all be very flat, but we're going to have a look at the tarot and what they say. But in that astrology chart, certain planets and star signs, certain houses, I think it is, and star signs can represent different directions. So the sun represents the east direction, for instance. And in one of hers, she had the planet Saturn with her as well. I can't remember what that was now, but the 7th and 8th house, being the 7th house represents the perpetrator and the 8th house is the death house as well. I really was quite keen on those because the moon can represent the victim, and the moon was in the 7th house with Pluto. Now, Pluto is all about death and transformation. Pluto rules Scorpio, so that's a water sign. Her Pisces ascendant is a water sign. And then when I put yesterday's date, because I'm thinking, okay, where she is at right now today on this, when I did it the 2nd of June, the ascendant was in Cancer, and Pisces was in the 8th house, I'm pretty sure, if I remember off the top of my head now. I did a few of them. But what I'm getting at is that It's just crazy. I should have written, I think I did write it down somewhere, but what it both basically was saying is that it's all water. It's all water signs, except for Capricorn, which was over here in the descendant line for yesterday's date. And when I read Kirsty's book, I'm not going to go too much into it because it's obviously something you got to buy, but from what I was learning in that, and she's amazing. If you haven't seen her, go and see her channel. It's the Forensic Astrologer. She's done so many cases. I don't know if she's done Sam's. I really would love her to be able to do Sam's, but I don't know what's going on in her life at the moment. I don't think she's posted anything just recently. But she's amazing, and no doubt she'd be able to pinpoint where Sam is with using her mapping and charts and things. But from what I read anyway is that I'm just going to go get it. Okay, so what I wrote down as of yesterday, the 1st of June, sorry, the ascendant was Cancer, and Cancer is a water sign, so it would represent someone being near a pond or water. The 7th house she had, that's right, her moon was in Aquarius with that one, and that talks about hilly places, uneven places, quarries, and mines. Could not believe it when it said mines. And then we had Pluto, the planet right there. And Pluto's also connected with Scorpio. It can be muddy places, ruins, compost heap, stagnant water, dark, secret places. Yeah, it can definitely be that. Then we see the Pisces in the 8th house, which is wells. So weird because Spirit said a well near a well. Pumps, damp places, rivers and ponds, okay? And then the Capricorn was low, dark places, near thresholds or boundaries. So to me, that's a private property, fencing, things like that. Cow sheds, okay? It could be sheds. Spirit kept talking about a shed, wood stores. So it could be a wood shed or just piles of timber and logs, barren fields, things like that. Also being a Capricorn is a goat. So I'm thinking, okay, are there goats on a farm nearby? You know, anything could be a symbol. Also, I found out she's an Aries. She was an Aries, guys. Aries rule the head. And I do believe being Mars as well, right near her, what was she in now? I'm trying to think what Mars was in with the perpetrator. Yes, it was with the perpetrator, which can represent a vehicle. It represents aggressive force. It represents violence. And Mercury being right next to Mars can represent a young male, which he is, a young male, okay, if it is him. So it's just so interesting. And also Mars can represent metal. It can represent a weapon. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Like, we don't know what was used on her at this stage. But she was in that house with the perpetrator. Also, his descendant line being in the 7th house, being the perpetrator, he had Virgo, okay, in there, which is there is a level of planning in this. It's analytical, it's calculated. So he's definitely taken some time out, allegedly, I have to say, to think this through and to plan where he's going to put her. I did actually see, and I don't know why I forgot to say this, when I first had the vision, okay, of him lying her down on what looked like the back of a ute tray with a blue tarp, I saw this, just one, okay, but that's all I was given in my vision. There might have been more, but a brown brick, like a brown red brick, placed beside her leg. And I'm thinking, did he wrap her up in a tarp and weigh her down with bricks? Is she in water? We don't actually know, but it's just weird how I saw the brick. Yeah, it could be representing also maybe ruins, like brick ruins around her. I don't know, but the police hopefully will find her very soon. Let's see, where is she, Spirit? Give us some ideas in these tarot cards. Wow, look at this. This is Temperance. Look at that water. Now, this is beautiful green, lush, rural kind of land around her. And we've got what looks like a pond, okay, or like a small body of water here. It doesn't look like a big river. I mean, who knows? But it could be a shallow part of the river, could be a dam, could be just flooded, you know, marshy kind of area where she is. especially if there's been rain. We got the Seven of Cups. Interesting, she's up, she's up on the dry part and the water's around her. It's interesting. We've got the peace dove, which is what was shown in the Ghost Tube Seer picture. She showed me a peace dove. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's representing a peaceful place. Is there somewhere called Dove something? Is there albino pigeon that hangs around there? I don't know what that reference is really. She could be saying she's at peace now. She's in heaven as we know it. But the Seven of Cups can also be about inspecting something carefully. So inspecting the water carefully. Well, they had to inspect the dam carefully, didn't they? He's right near the water, King of Cups. Another peace dove. Look at that. And we've got the fish. So Spirit did say something about fishing or fish. And that's the Scorpio energy, guys. Scorpio and Sagittarius right here. But this is Scorpio talking about that Pluto energy that was around her in that 7th house. Now, you may not know what I'm talking about. It's just on the chart, the event chart that I'm looking at with astrology. I was going to do a video. I just thought it's just going to take too much time. And as I said, I'm no professional in it, but I am learning along the way. But it was just so interesting about that being in the 7th house, which represented being death too, that she's definitely deceased. Definitely had that transition. There's the Page of Cups. Look, another fish. Wow, another water sign. So look at all these water signs. Cups, cups, cups. Wow. And once again, this person is pouring water back and forth into cups. Okay, so it's definitely showing me liquid, water. Is there something where water kind of flows? Is it stagnant? Because I can see in all these, they're quite still water. Okay, and that's what I've always said, is that the water is very still. It could also be stagnant water. Or it could be that it just flows a little bit back and forth. I don't know. But this could be 5 of Pentacles represents, well, I'm thinking barren fields. This is the earth sign. This is poverty usually. There's not things that are growing in abundance. So is there an area that's quite, maybe there's some real dry grass, things are dying off maybe around her. There's a barrier here. Yeah, what is that? 7 of Wands. Interesting. And I think I said that something about yeah, I could see that there was something that they need to get over it to get to her perhaps. Don't know why he wouldn't be able, why would he be able to get over it and then not? I don't know. Just looking at what these are telling me. They might have to get into someone's property to get to the back part there. I don't know. I don't know how he's gotten in there. Unless he's just gone down a lane at the end. Because I know Spirit said cul-de-sac, which is kind of like like a no-through road, and perhaps he went in there in the middle of the night. But it does look like there might have been something set alight somewhere as well. Maybe not there, but the younger energies are here. And Ace of Cups in the water. Peace dove. Oh, my God. I'm a big believer in angels and spirit giving us signs. And I know the police don't think along these lines because they're very logical and a lot of them just think this is a load of crap, really. But sometimes spirit do give us signs. And she could be leaving white feathers along the way, like significant white feather that could kind of pinpoint where she is. Ace of Cups, water, overflowing water. Is it quite full now? 7 of Pentacles is a rural land. There's the sunflower that I mentioned. There could be a wildflower, beautiful sunflower or something along those lines near her. A winery, a vineyard. Remember I said that. Big berry bushes, things like that around her. And we've got the 5 of Swords. So this is all muddy, right? It even looks a bit like him. In my opinion, it looks a bit like him. Some people would say it looks nothing like him, but I don't know. I see them sometimes in the cards. It's funny. But yeah, I feel like she's definitely He's hidden her under something for sure, whether it be water or in something. 9 of Swords. He's getting anxious now. He might have had news. I don't know if he knows. Maybe his lawyers told him they found the phone. There's anxiety here. Also a nighttime event. Did he go out at night? You know? Queen of Pentacles. There's the land. Crown land. What does that mean? What does crown land mean? I have to Google that. I don't even know what it means. What does crown land mean? Also, well, it could represent the king. You know, the queen and the king too. So is it King Gully that she's near? That's where I thought. So 2 of Swords in 2 minds. I still wonder if she was blindfolded or had something covering her head. There's the mud. Look at all that mud. It's dark mud, clay-like mud. That's what it's like, clay. And it's wet, so I feel like she's in or near water. King of Swords right there. That's the Aquarius energy that we saw. And what did the Aquarius say? Hilly, uneven places, quarries and mines. Pluto Scorpio, where is it there? Says muddy, ruins, compost heap, stagnant, dark, seek, or stagnant water. Dark, stagnant water and muddy area. There's the hills, right? So there's the hills right there, very hilly place. So it could be that there's a lot of mounds that the police have to walk over, like mounds in the dirt. Yeah. 3 of Pentacles looks like she is painting sunflowers or daffodils or something. Collaboration. 9 of Wands is the boundary. So, yeah, it's interesting. Also tells me the police are persistent. They're not going to give up on this. And the 8 of Pentacles, yeah, they're working hard on this. And he also put a lot of effort into to hide her away. Definitely. Looks like a cave there, doesn't it? Oh, sorry, you can't see that. It looks like a bit of a cave type thing, but that may not be relevant. Still think there was fire used at some point. Ace of Swords, the epiphany's coming, the revelation. I think they're going to find her in any day, probably from now. 2 of Wands. So there's 2. There might be 2 ways to enter this area that she's in, and he's gone obviously the back way. Because didn't Spirit say? It's so weird. They said something about a square shed, and then they said he used the opposite way, whatever that means. He went the opposite way to maybe how he'd normally go. I don't know. Yeah, he went the opposite way. There's the water. I still wonder if he was drinking. Let's get an idea, please, Spirit. Where's Sam? Oh, God, I hope not. There could be a weapon with her. I don't know if he used a weapon. We don't know yet. Wow, look at this. Cave inside underground tunnel. So it looks like there's a hole in the ground. She could be in something, under something, in a log, under a log. There might be something. Could be a weapon hidden under something. What? It's driving me nuts. It's just fallen down. Sorry, guys. So it just says dark night wandering alone. I think that he did this at night in a secluded area. I don't think he did this in broad daylight. Overseas, local. So it's local or global travel. So it tells me local travel, obviously. Long hair keeps coming up. I don't know if someone else is involved. The beach is interesting. I don't think it's a literal beach. It could be somewhere that you could take boats into, maybe. Like there's a boat ramp. There might be sandy, coloured sand like that near a thing of water. If it's a river, you know, if it's a river that's moving, we've got mountains, we've got the pine trees, the rural property. It's interesting that when the Channel 9 news, I think it was, or 7, were hovering above the dam where the police were searching for Sam's phone, you see a photograph of pine trees in a line, And that's not far from where I think she's, you know, from that reserve they're searching. April. Don't know what happened around April. Betrayal. Don't know about that. Maybe someone betrayed him. Maybe someone with, you know, some information came forward. We don't know. Don't fall down. I'm sick of these things falling down. Law enforcement, police intervention. They're still on it. Look, they're going to be in the country, wilderness, green, lush. They're searching still through there. Seasoned criminal, system knowledge, repeat offender. Oh, my God. Look at the sheds coming up again. And they're saying held at ransom. I don't know. She obviously wasn't held at ransom. There was no, you know, demands for money or anything. But I do believe she was held at a shed temporarily whilst deceased. That's my belief. Or she could have been injured. I don't know. But I do believe she was taken to a shed to begin with. A rural shed somewhere on a rural property. Yeah, so he could finish, you know, I don't know why that keeps coming up. So I'm going to just put the intention again, please, on Sam. Where is Sam Murphy, please? Oh, shit. Hang on a minute. Sorry, guys. There's so many cards. Okay, where's Sam Murphy, please? Where is she? Wow, look, the pickup truck. Apparently the cops didn't find anything in that one. But it's saying truck, so it's interesting. Smoker. Oh, is there a cigarette at the crime scene where she is? I don't think he would have hung around smoking, though. Unless he just, I don't know. You never know with people what they do. Train tracks. I don't know if there's tracks near her or what. But, you know, some of these could be irrelevant. Look at that. Internet messaging, social media. This is the data, the phone data, I'm telling you. Wow, kidnapped. Yeah, where he took her. Where he kidnapped her. Where he took her. We don't know if there's something that he might have searched for on his devices. I'm sure they would have found that by now. Maybe that's part of their evidence. They've already found some things. It's fallen. In May, we're getting all these things. Overdose. No idea what that is. But we do know that he was on drugs. We've got the church. Is there a church nearby? Is that the Peace Dove reference? I don't know. But let's just not pull out too many. Just a couple more, please. Help us find out where Sam actually is. What's around her? Excuse me. Algae swamp reeds. There you go. Swampy area, maybe. Yeah, long grass. I don't know what the car accident is. Maybe there's a car in the bush there somewhere. Just, you know, needs wrecking or something. Solved evidence. Look at that. Secrets cover up withholding information. Some people believe, you know, that there's someone else that has knowledge. Known to police in the system, criminal record. We've got July. Will she be found in July? She's under something. She's out under something in a rural deserted area. Female accomplice? I don't know. Maybe a female has knowledge. Known to the victim? Well, as I said, you know, if she was running through that path regularly and his parents live not far from there and he's in that bush, I don't think that's the first time he's ever been in that bushland where she was running. So he may have said hello to her numerous times. We don't know. He might have seen her a few times. Justice is coming in. One more, please. Oh, look, River Creek. She could be in the river or right near that river, that King Gully River, or the Yarrawee. I can never say that word, guys. Yarrawee? Yeah. What direction? This might be wrong. I don't always put a lot of emphasis on the directions. Let's see. Where is she? From the dam that her phone was found. Where is she from the phone? Could be months for things to come about. Well, we do know it's August. Oh my God, look at that. That's so bizarre. It's coming up southwest from the dam. I would have thought southeast or east. But it's so weird how that peer-reviewed article was saying southwest of the murder site, okay? And, yeah, in her astrology chart was showing southwest as well of the murder site. So that's interesting. Weeks. And hours from now, and 35 to, I don't believe she's that far though. I think she's closer. Number 2, is she 2 kilometers away? Yes, it's answered me, but I feel like she's under 2 kilometers away from the dam. The time is now to find her, of course. The time is now. Are they going to find her now? Are they going to find her now? Yeah, I'm just getting other numbers. Other numbers. I don't need more numbers now. Oh, look at that. Waning crescent moon autumn. I don't know what we're... I think, are we in a waning crescent moon now? I can't remember. I'd have to check it out. But that's interesting. We are in... Well, we're technically, I think, in winter now, actually. But her phone was found, I guess you could say, in autumn. Right, let me get an idea. Just another lot, please. Oh my gosh, a blonde-haired woman, right? Sitting on this gravelly kind of dirt, like a quarry or something. But yeah, I don't know. It's got water behind her there. And also the 10 of Swords represents a very quick ending. Oh my gosh, the Tower. Now this is bizarre because I did some numerology yesterday as well on her name, and I also did her birth date. Now she came up as, with her whole birth date, a number 7, which is the Chariot, which tells me she's been in a vehicle. Also Patrick Oren Stevenson, he had a number 7 in his name, which also represents a chariot, which is a vehicle, which tells me she and he were in a vehicle together, allegedly. So then we have Samantha Murphy, also has the number 11 for justice in Murphy, and Samantha, her name was Hierophant, Taurus energy. But the Tower, I'm telling you now, her whole name came up to a number 16, which is the Tower. Now, when I did the last email, what am I saying, reading, you would have realized I said something about a tower. Is there the ruins, because this is coming crashing down, is there old brick ruins around where she is? Is there something like that around? You know, I know we've talked about the water tower, but I'm wondering if there's some other kind of tower or some ruins around where she is. It's got some history, very old tower, old structure maybe. Like that. Yep, there's water again. And we got the King of Wands, which shows a level of planning and vision in this. So he had foresight in his mind. He might have planned this out pretty meticulously. The Fool. That's Uranus Aquarius energy. So, yeah, it definitely tells me unexpected change, and he might have acted quite foolishly, obviously, being found so fast too. The Sun is Leo. I think light is going to be shed on this. So I do feel like they're going to find her. I do feel that. We've got the 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck, another water, beautiful swans, and the Spirit kept saying something about birds, so... You know, birds migrate to wetland areas or marshy kind of areas, swampy areas, ponds, that kind of thing. I still think she is near water or in water. What do you guys reckon? Thank you for being here, and let's pray she gets, you know, found today. Today is the day. Love and blessings. Can't talk. Love and blessings, guys.